Hello, guys, and welcome to another episode. This is our part two series of our tax amnesty program that has just been introduced, or that is back. And I think this is a high time for any taxpayer in Kenya, and especially if you know you have pending tax liabilities for you to take advantage of. So, before I proceed, I want to say thank you for subscribing to our channel, liking, even commenting on our videos. We are really encouraged by that, and keep sharing, keep liking, and keep helping us grow even more. So, the tax amnesty program is back. It's bigger, and even it's better. And I want first of all to help us understand why tax amnesty, why what it is all about. So in Kenya, we pay taxes. That's how we finance our public expenditure, or even that's how the government is able to generate revenues. And I think the people who pay taxes are the corporates, individuals, and there are different types of taxation. And there are laws that govern how you file and how all that processes are done. So one of the laws that govern our tax laws is how you're supposed to file, when you're supposed to file, and to pay whatever is outstanding. In Kenya, we use what is called the self-assessment regime. So you assess yourself, you file, and you pay whatever is payable, or even you end up with a credit. However, sometimes you might find yourself attracting penalties and interest, and this is how. One, penalties and interest will come as a result of, late filing. When you file your various tax obligations, being late. Let's say, for example, the deadline for the income tax PYE for a company is 9th of every month. So if you file it by, 10th, you are going to attract a penalty of, is it 10,000? Is it for VAT? The due date is always on 20th. So if you don't file by that, and now the other withholding, the monthly rent or income, each obligation has its own due date. So if you don't file that on time, definitely you will be penalized for that. Another thing is, should you file an obligation late and at the same time there is a payable or tax liability that is payable, there's an amount you're supposed to pay KRA. Most of you might attract what is a penalty or interest, or you might attract both, depending on, as per the threshold that are stipulated in the law. And that's how you find yourself with the penalties and interest. If you're totally also an unfiler, you've never filed, definitely one day you might want to file your taxes, and definitely you'll be slapped with the penalties for late filing, for principals, and for principal tax, or even for late filing. So that's another way. And I think this is another wonderful opportunity for any taxpayer, and especially for corporates, that the cost of compliance, we understand, is high. And I think this is an opportunity you can really save yourself quite a lot by taking advantage of the amnesty program. So bring down the cost, and save the extra money or the extra cost of making your business to be tax compliant. I want to highlight some of the key highlights, the highlights of the amnesty program. The amnesty program was started by the Finance Act of 2023. It was there in the Finance Bill of 2024, which was dropped or rejected. But also now it's been introduced through the amendment of the Tax Procedures Act. And I think one of the highlights that is important to note is the previous program was running up to 31st of December 2022. But the current one runs up to 31st December of year 2023. So what does that mean? It means if you have any penalties and interest arising from different reasons up to the end of 2023, then you definitely qualify for the amnesty. If you pay the principal tax, then you'll get the waiver, or there will be amnesty on the penalties and interest. Another thing is always to consider for how long. The program is running up to 30th June of 2025. So next year, basically up to June. So what does that mean? We have about 6 months for the program to run. So we have I think it's quite an adequate amount of time, and for anyone to take advantage of. So another thing that we also need to know is, what does it cover? Does it only cover the self-assessment? No, it also covers the other forms of assessment, any liability. So when you talk about assessment, you assess yourself, the self-assessment yourself, you assess yourself, you file, and whatever tax liability arises, you pay. But also the other form of assessment, you have default assessments, additional assessment. Those are usually arise. They are being done by KRA for different reasons. So today we're just restricting ourselves to the Amnesty program. So in case you've had liability arising from any of those reasons, so it's the high time to take advantage. So for a business or even for an individual, and you say the program is running up to 30th June of the year 2025. Another thing that is important to note is also the effective date of the program. The program starts from 27th of December all the way to 30th June. Why 27? As per the law, any bill that is being assented or has been signed by the president, it takes 14 days for it to be effective. So that is one of the key highlights that we need to note. So effectively, the 1st of January or even from 27th of December, you can start working on your tax issues and sorting them out. And for there, moving forward, your life will be so easy. So should you need any help, you can always talk to us at Smarter Consulting, at info@smarterconsulting.com, or even you can reach us on 0786 172 and 111. And thank you, and continue subscribing, liking, and even watching our videos. Bye, and God bless you.